All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah by Hashem Kakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and the sincere Shalom to all the Akim out here that's doing and pushing this work in truth and in sincerity. Okay? I want to go on this lesson, okay? Which the title of it is Unbelieving Wife, Unbelieving Husband, and the children. Okay. Now, dealing with the wife part, first, because it's about order. Okay, and this video is not a video of trying to be a parental advisor or a marriage counselor, because that's not what we're in this truth for. Okay, whatsoever. Okay. When it goes down to it, okay, the thing about this video really is about endurance. Okay, enduring until the end. Okay, because that's what it's really about. Because one of the things that happens in this truth is you have situations where someone comes in and they have a partner that doesn't believe. Okay, now some groups will say that you need to break, just keep it going, but some groups and this partner that you have and get with somebody. The thing is that we have situations, okay, and then especially one that happened recently, in a situation where somebody came by our camp, okay, recently, okay, I'm gonna get into that. Some people will come by the camp, okay, and be quick to talk about somebody that that they're with that isn't a believer, okay, and the scriptures go into how you're supposed to conduct yourself, okay, if you have someone that isn't a believer. Now we'll go ahead and get the scripture. 1 Corinthians 7 and it says 12. It says, but to the rest I speak not. It says, not the Lord. It says, if any brother has a wife that believes not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. Okay? Your women don't necessarily need to believe in what we believe in. It says, and a woman which has a husband that believes not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. Okay, so there you go. Okay, if it's an unbelieving wife or unbelieving husband, you don't just leave them. Okay, and there's reasons why. Okay, not just the for adultery, which is a major reason. Okay, but it's deeper, and that's what I'm trying to get into on this lesson. Okay, it says, for the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Okay, right here it says, else were your children unclean, but now they are holy. Okay, and it's so much to unwrap in that scripture right there. Okay, because when it comes down to you as a man, and your partner may not be, okay with, you being in this truth, but it says, but if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. Okay, a brother or a sister is not under bondage the Lord has called you unto peace. Okay, but if this person is pleased to dwell with you, you know, they know that you're a decent, you know, brother, you know, decent sister. You know, the thing is that you could end up being of the elect, and that person that you're with could end up being of the elect too. You know, you don't necessarily have to be out there on the highway and hedges speaking. Okay, now here go another thing. Okay, if you have this thing that you don't know whether you're the person that you're with is an Israelite or not. Okay, you don't know if they're heathen or whatever the case may be. Okay, isn't an unbeliever, an unbelieving husband, wouldn't they be considered a heathen? Considered a heathen, whether you know that they believe that they're Israelites or not. You know, but the person that you know that you don't know what, just because of their skin color, whether they're Israelites or not, man. You know, and that's one of the things about this truth. You know, we have to. You know, you'll have some people that will say, "Oh, you know, stop dealing with that person because they're Edomite or whatever." But the scriptures, you know, say, you know, that person is unbeliever and they depart because of peace. Don't want to hear this stuff, man. You know, but a person that's spiritual and just straight up carnal ain't gonna want to hear it, man. You know, we whether what determine who's of Israel and who isn't. You know, at the end of the day, whether you know if they leave, then hey, you've been called to peace. You don't want to, you know, make them leave. You know, you know, kick them out and say I'm done with you and stuff like that, right? But one of the things that happened recently is there was a woman who came by a camp and she was, you know, trying to speak about some biracial children. Now, you know that we're not down with biracial. You know, there's no such thing as biracial in this truth, man. Okay, you're either an Israelite or you're not. Now, this woman was saying that she had biracial children because she was a so-called black woman, right? And she had children by a so-called white man. Okay. Now we don't go by white black. Okay. That's not what this truth is about. Okay. It's about Israelite, Edomite. Okay. Moabite, you know, whatever else nation. Okay. But the thing is that this lady, you know, she got so freaking hurt from off of the, you know, the fact that we were saying, you know, that only Israelites can make it. And that's the truth. You know, but she, you know, held tight on to the fact that, oh, my children are biracial. And, you know, her children could have very well have been Edomites. Who knows? But at the end of the day, that's for the Lord to determine who's you know, Israel, who isn't. You know, so now she walks down the street mad, pissed off, you know, calling her so-called black boyfriend that she's with now, you know. But this lady had, you know, two children that she didn't know whether they were Israelites or not. Okay? And you gotta keep on pressing forward, man, because the scriptures speak about that. Whether you're with the child's father or not, okay, your children could end up very well making it just from off of the strength of you. Okay, because how else are the children going to get, you know, delivered, man? You know, through their parents. Now this lady got mad at the gospel, which is the good news, because of the fact that she was carnal, you know, and looking at it that, oh, my children are you saying my children can't be saved because they're white. No, we don't know that. We don't. Your children wasn't there, for us to even read the Spirit, and then too. That's another thing. We not going, tell you because you got a unbelieving wife or a husband, whether they, look like Israel or not. That you need to bring them by our camp in order for us to read your partner's spirit. We got to read your partner's spirit to determine whether they Israelites or not, so that we could get them saved. Because of their skin complexion. That's not what this thing is about. You got to keep on enduring until the end. Okay? And if your partner end up getting saved and delivered, then that's good. Because your partner is fine by you. Only Israelites are going to be saved, man. But we don't. If you're getting emotional about somebody's skin complexion and stuff like that, you're not spiritual, man. You're definitely not spiritual. You're just looking at things from a carnal standpoint. Okay. So your children have the opportunity to be, delivered, okay, and your, even if it's a split home, your child goes over to, the partner's house, okay, the person that you parenting with, and then they come back with some pork or something like that, and then you mad at the whole entire situation. But your children, if you train them up, and you continue to keep the faith, man, and pray, the Lord will deliver you from that situation, man. You got to keep on pressing forward, and and if the partner is with you, first off, that's gonna bring conflict anyway. You sitting up here saying you don't eat this, y'all got children, y'all still together, you don't want to eat certain foods and stuff like that, and then they still want to eat the pork and continue to do all the extra stuff. That's a conflict. Okay. But when it comes down to the children, man, you got to keep on pressing forward, man. Because the other partner may be putting some craziness in them, but you are putting holiness in them. Okay, and that's what the scriptures are saying. Your children, elsewhere were unclean, but now they're clean, through your actions. Even if the other parent isn't, on their P's and Q's, believing this truth and all that stuff, So it says, 16th verse, it says, "For what knowest thou, O wife, whether thou shalt save thy husband?" Right? Or how knowest thou, O man, whether thou shalt save thy wife? Okay? So there's a strong possibility, man, that you believe in this thing and you endure until the end, that you might end up being of the elect. Okay? And guess what? The Lord is about, judgment. He's also about mercy. The scriptures say that I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy. That's what the Lord said. Okay? So we don't know who's Jacob, Esau, Ishmael, or we have a clue. We know that we are Israelites because we believe in this thing. But when it comes down to somebody that doesn't believe, or you don't know whether they're an Israelite or whatever the case may be, right? You got to keep on pressing forward to the end, and don't try to say, oh, my children aren't Israelites because I was with this person, and If you're a woman, you know, you was with another guy that looked like another nation, you know, now you sitting up here saying, oh, and guess what? Though that woman, oh well, it wasn't for you. It's not for you. This thing is about faith, man, at the end of the day. Okay? And you have to have that mindset that whether your children make it or not, you good. You tried. You tried to do what you, as long as you did what you supposed to have done. Okay? And guess what? In the kingdom, we're gonna have more children. Okay? We're gonna have lots of children. Okay? All of this stuff right here is gonna feel like a bad dream. The thing that we gotta have is faith. Okay? We gotta have faith, and the Lord will clean up stuff, man. And you got people out here that are, you know, go down with their unbelieving partners or children, man. You know, for what? This place is filled with infirmities, man. You know, it's filled with infirmities, and ain't nobody just saying, you know, just straight up, you know, excuse my language, but shit on, you know, your partner, or, you know, ain't nobody saying that, man. You know, you gotta endure to the end, man, and that's the point, man. You know, your children, your husband, your wife, okay, could end up being saved by you, right? Even though you may think that this person isn't an Israelite, or a child isn't an Israelite, they could end up being saved by you, okay? If they're Israelite, okay? If they're heathen, ain't no salvation coming for them. Only Israelites are going to be saved, okay? So, you know, people who you know, look at, you know, the carnal aspect and all that stuff, you know, or the my partner isn't in this truth, or my children, you know, we're from another nation and all that stuff, you know, those are all carnal things, man. If this person is with you, you know, they're your children, you got to do, especially with this faith. First and foremost, you got to do what you are a husband. You know, if she's pleased to dwell with you, make, you know, your wife, make sure that she's submissive, and, you know, if you're a woman, be submissive. You know, you still got to do those things, okay? Whether they believe or not, man. You know, because hey, you try to do all that stuff and leave and get with a person that claims to believe in is more demonic than the person that you was with before. Just because somebody claims to be Israel don't mean that they have the elect. Let's say that. You know, that unbelieving husband, wife could end up being of the elect, and that person that claims to be an Israelite, you know, in this truth, they don't have the faith. You know? So that's straight up, man. You know? You gotta keep on pressing forward and do what you gotta do for yourself, man. You know, and that vibration, you know, could rub off, man. You know, on another person that's of the hopeful elect, man. Okay? So that's pretty much the point, man. We gotta keep on pressing forward. You got an unbelieving wife, husband, you got children, you know, and even if your children aren't, you know, you and the parent aren't together and y'all trying to raise these children, it's a conflicted, you know, your household, their household, you know, you got to keep on pressing forward, whether you know that they Israel or whatever, because they could very well be Israel, man, you know, and a lot of you women aren't freaking spiritual enough to even be able to read a spirit to find out who is a Jake or not, man, you know, it's really for the minute. But guess what? We don't need you to be bringing your partner down to the camp. Oh, we need to read your spirit, man. You know, oh man, I don't know. He might not be an Israelite. You need to break up and get with one of the brothers. No, you need to pray to Yahweh Shemi Shah. Okay? That's straight up, man. Okay? So I just wanted to do this video, man. You know, that woman that came by the camp, you know, it's a couple, you know, there's another woman that came by the camp. She couldn't shut up, but she said that she had an unbelieving husband. You don't sound like you believe in too much, man, because you couldn't shut up, you know? And then the woman who came by the camp, you know, talking about some biracial children, she just, first off, it wasn't for us, for her, you know? But that's what it is, man. You know, the Lord is the King of terrors. Okay? People out here don't know how to drive. But hey, with that, man, Lord willing, this is you know, this was edifying, man. I'm gonna say shalom till next time.